My name is Anna Bjurstam. I am the wellness pioneer for Six Senses Hotel, Resorts and Spas, as well as for Raison d'Etre, a wellness think tank company. I worked in this industry for the past 30 plus years and have studied everything from finance, anatomy and physiology to shamanism and biogeometry. And today I'm going to talk about one of our most basic, primordial, and important drivers, our innate need to be connected and how we can reconnect. The fact is that we have lost our connection. We have been caught up with having instead of being. Being reconnected, and that's something you can't have, buy, or go after, is truly powerful. But let's start with defining a bit, and the best way is to talk about what disconnection is. Because when I'm sad, worried, I feel disconnected from the world. I ask myself questions such as, will everything really be all right? Can I make it through this period? There is a strong relationship between connection and a lower risk of disease. Studies found that disconnection increases inflammation in the body and fosters metabolic abnormalities. And connection for me is a mentally and healthy place to be. And that's because connection is a place of balance, of homeostasis. Now, you might need to disconnect in order to connect from social media, from your brain, from stress. So, to make things clear, we need to disconnect our brain so we can reconnect with our heart. Now, what hinders reconnection? Judgment. Judgment causes separation, it disconnects us, sometimes even from ourselves, because we judge ourselves too harshly and don't judge others either. And people judge us all the time and say what's right and wrong, especially in these times. Harsh judgment hardens the mind and closes down the energy of the heart. This doesn't mean that you don't observe undesirable situations realistically. It means that you don't give energy to your beliefs about it and jump into a downward spiral of mental negativity. Our culture has taught us all to be responsible for our own destinies to the point that everything around us promotes the attitude of self service. Human society is not best served in this way, as this leads to isolation, competitiveness, and fear. And we can see that loneliness up until this crisis has skyrocketed. And it's my sincere hope that we will have less of loneliness after this. So far, we're not seeing this in the world because we have more physical isolation. So let's talk about reconnection. Well, human beings are social animals, and our relationship and connections with other people matters to us because the happiest among the group, happiest have strong social relationship than those that were less happy. And according to a highly referenced 300,000 plus person study published in the esteemed PLOS Medicine Journal, people with the most social relationship, both quantity and quality, are not only much happier, but live, listen, 50% longer than the rest of us lonely folks. How is that for powerful medicine to living longer in the world? You do not need a magic cream, potion, or pill. You just need connection. And we connect through love. Love is what makes our world go round. It's the answer to all difficulties, all differences, and all arguments. It's always love. What would love do now? It's an essential question to start with. Because in our society today, we've lost connecting with our heart more than anything else. Reconnection and connection starts in the heart, not in the mind. I view the mind as a 2-year-old obstinate child who is screaming for attention and telling everyone what to do and what to think. The heart is the parent that allows space, keeps quiet, and let the 2-year-old act out. Einstein called the brain the servant and the heart the master. And that's another way to look at it. Regardless, if we are to reconnect with ourselves, others, and the world around us, as well as to our purpose, it starts in the heart. So let's talk about the heart, because they have found that amazing 65% of all heart cells are neural cells like those in your brain. Heart cells radiate a stronger electrical field, a signal, a current that has an amplitude 50 times greater than brain waves. The heart's electromagnetic field, EMF, is 5,000 times stronger than the brain, and it can be measured 15 feet around the body. Most people believe that the brain initiates the first response to incoming events and then orders our reaction. However, analysis reveals that incoming information first impacts the heart. There's a reaction, an electrical reaction in the heart, And then through the heart, the brain and the rest of the body is instructed. So when we feel what we would typically call negative emotions, for instance, anger, hate, jealousy, or judgment, our heart sends a signal to our brains that mirrors our feelings. They're irregular and chaotic. It goes like this. And this is precisely what the signal they send to the brain looks like. Like this. When we create rejuvenating emotion, such as appreciation, care, gratitude, compassion, the signal from heart to brain becomes more harmonized to reflect the quality of the emotion. In the presence of a harmonized signal, there is no need for the fight and flight response. Is the signal. And if the connection between your heart brain and mind brain is harmonious, you will most likely find that your decision making is better. Now, reconnection is an art, and it doesn't come easily when we're separated, like right now. It's like painting. You have to actually do it and feel it in order to paint, at least paint somewhat successfully. The good thing with reconnection is that it's an art that anyone can master, unlike painting, which I have absolutely no talent in and will never master. There is a presence all around us. We sometimes feel it and fall into it. We come into a flow and we create. We can see sports team when they fall into their flow or presence. Buddhist monks when they meditate, and back to ourselves when we just have had an amazing idea and when our creativity flows. It requires that we step out of our thinking brain and into our hearts, that we disconnect our brains and reconnect our hearts. In a scientific way, it's about lowering our brain frequency from beta to alpha. And there's a couple of steps to do this. And the first one is to actually write down what you'd like to reconnect with. So for me, it is nature. I want to reconnect with nature on a daily basis. I want to deepen my relationship. I want to have a bit more feeling of joy of life and not be so bogged down with all to-dos. I want to read and learn more. I want to be reconnected to myself and my practice of meditation and as a shaman. I want to share more appreciation and love with others, and I want to reconnect with my purpose. So those are my list. And then the second step is to have a daily meditation or breathing practice. It can be 5 minutes or 55 minutes or longer, whatever suits you, but just have one because it truly helps you to lower yourself from beta to alpha, from brain to heart. And then you make a plan. I recommend the daily reconnection hour. And this is how I do it. You have one person per day to reconnect with. Meet, call, text, but someone that you don't, it's not for work and not for something you need, but just connect with them. A person, random one that you feel that you should connect with. 15 minutes in nature to reconnect. Walk barefoot, gardening, sit by trees, swim, look at the sunset. And in worst case, it's been proven that looking at a nature movie actually helps similarly as being in nature. At least 5-minute meditation. And then I want 15 minutes of inspiration. Read, listen to a TED Talk or watch it. And then 5 minutes of writing down what you are grateful for. I find countless double-blind placebo-controlled studies that showed correlation between a daily practice of gratitude and increase in happiness and sleep quality. We're not grateful because we're happy. We're happy because we're grateful. And I want to end today what I call my connection hacks. And these are: 1. Catch small moments of meaning as they happen. Use every positive thought you have to amplify the experience, savoring it with your mind and heart. It's about becoming more alert to the miracles and beauty already unfolding before our eyes. Let's say if you see a flower, stop and truly look at it and see its amazing beauty. Right now we have these beautiful colors here in Sweden and the trees with the leaves are falling. Pick one up and just look at it. It is gorgeous. And even if you can only amplify one meaningful encounter a day, that's a lot. And it will have a noticeable impact, not only on your heart, but also on your brain activity. As you're interacting with others, this is the second one, throughout the day, take a moment to pause, step back, and see the beauty in that person in front of you. And let yourself revisit and feel all that you love and admire about them. It can be your father and that he's created you and how fantastic that is. Or your children's school teacher and how much you love her for caring for your child. And the third hack for connection is start by creating a list of all the things in life that brings you meaning. And try to be as expansive, diverse, broad, and inclusive in your categories as possible. For me, for instance, some examples are laughter with friends, learning new things, watching a movie with my children, meditation, moving, being curious. Now, in Six Senses, we're trialing a Love Your Heart program that aims to reconnect with our hearts. And the results are so positive that we're launching the program worldwide. It shows that it's a need and truly important, and how much brighter life seems when we're connected. Not to talk about that, we live 50% longer. Because life is to be celebrated, lived fully, and worshipped. Love and heart connection is the doorway to do this. We know that when we are in love, life is glorious. And you don't need to be in love with any one person. You can be in love with life, with yourself, with nature. You can choose to be in love at all times during the day. And life miraculously transforms. When you're in love, you suddenly have all the answers within you. When you dumb it down with judgment, sugar, alcohol, TV, and media, you lose the connection and you're stuck in no man's land. So, times of challenge offer the invitation to become present, to embrace the presence. This is a place where you will experience stillness, silence, and peace. It is where you will experience your natural wholeness and perfection if you allow your mind to become quiet. Because the more time you spend being fully present, the easier it is to access wisdom you require, and easier it becomes to help others to do so. The more connected you are, the more you are present. So I want to end today and thank you for listening with Mahatma Gandhi's profound words. Where there is love, there is life. Thank you.